First of all, this is a great team honor. I mean, if it wasn't for the staff that we've had at Baylor, it wasn't for the players, administration, fans, then obviously I wouldn't be recognized. So, and God's really blessed our program. So thankful for what He's done with our program, and thankful for everybody else. So anytime you get honored like this, it's a great team award, and it's something everyone's to be commended on.
Scott, when you talk about that, I kind of think about your coaching tree and how you've even expanded outside of Texas with some of the things that you touched. How proud are you to see some of your guys moving around now, and kind of that goes on your legacy as well?
Well, you're always excited when you see family do well. I wish they weren't all in the Big 12, but other than that, it's I mean, I think people can relate to having brothers, sisters do well. You're just really excited for their success, and we wouldn't be where we're at Baylor without the people's help. At the same time, you know that iron sharpens iron. Everybody contributes and helps each other, and it does give great satisfaction to see that their programs are doing well, in part because they're doing what we do as well, because we all came up with it together. So that's a humbling and a tremendously good feeling to have as well.
Kind of going along with that, Grant getting the Texas Tech job, what do you think makes him the right man for that job, and what do you think he brings to the table?
Well, Grant's going to win wherever he goes, because he's done it all his life. And West Texas in particular, when he won a junior college championship. So he knows the people out there, knows what it's like out there. But he's a great coach. He's going to do it the right way. Texas Tech's going to have a lot to be proud of, and we're going to cheer for him all except when he plays the Bears, just like Coach Tang.
You mentioned doing it the right way. You know, I feel like that's obviously something you've done here, and now it has expanded elsewhere, and you've won with it too.
Yeah.
I guess just, do you feel like you've proven that you can lead with positivity and lead in a different way and get the same results?
Yeah, everyone has different mentors and people they look up to. My dad was a Hall of Fame guy, and he didn't curse out people and was positive with them. Dale Brown, he worked under, and he's a legendary college coach. But even if you look at, I always looked up and admired Roy Williams, Tony Dungy, a lot of people that do it with more inspiration and positivity. And I think God creates us all uniquely different, and you gotta use the strengths He's given you. The fact that we've been successful here, it's more a team award, that we've had a staff that's worked well together, players that have responded and put the team over themselves. But I know as a parent, I would want my kids to get coached a certain way, and so I try to exemplify that as well. Like, if I was a parent, would I want my kids to play for you? And I always try to remember that.
Scott, I think we can call it infamous now, like your introductory press conference when
Yeah.
you came here to win championships and to see
Yeah,
all the games. Could 20 years ago, is this an honor that you could have foreseen?
Well, you know, in recruiting, we used to joke, you come to Baylor, you do real well, we'll sneak your picture in the Texas Sports Hall of Fame at night. And so anyway, I mean, you think of all the great traditions the state of Texas has, and the legendary athletes we've had. It's a tremendously humbling accomplishment, but something that I'm really proud that everyone gets to be a part of, because it's not Scott Drew going in there. It's Baylor basketball and Baylor University and everything we've done here going in there.
Scott, almost 20 years. Is Texas in your blood now?
Definitely the weather is. So all three children were born here, and I mean, this has been home, and I couldn't ask for better friends and people, and the kindness. I love when people come that aren't from Texas or aren't around here, and they come to Waco and they say how kind and nice and friendly everybody is. And there's a reason that we've been blessed to have a lot of people come here and stay here. And I never hear people ever leave Waco and say they didn't like the people. There might be a different reason they left, but it was never because of the people and the kindness.
Scott, I know you're going to be excited with all the other people going in, but if there's one person you're like really stoked to meet or talk to, who is it going to be?
Well, man, it's a great class. Adrian Peterson was someone that I enjoyed cheering for, especially when he was with the Vikings, because I grew up being a Vikings fan. So I love watching Michael Strahan on TV. So, but it is a great. Anytime you got the best from the state of Texas. Again, they must have stuck my picture in at night. But it'll be a great accomplishment to be recognized with those.
I know it happened a while ago, but when you actually got that call to inform you of this, what was your reaction?
I asked them if they had the wrong number.
When you look back at the beginning of your career, what do you think, looking back now, are you most proud of or really most grateful for during your time at Baylor?
Yeah, I know what we've accomplished record-wise is something that I know everybody can be proud of. But I think my dad always impressed me with this. The older he got, it was more about his former student athletes and what kind of men and fathers, husbands are they? How are they is in their leadership roles in life? And just so like when our past players come back and to hear about their successes or how they're doing, and especially me personally, spiritually, I care most about that. And that's at the end of the day, eternity is a long time, and as many Baylor people and basketball players that we've had an opportunity to coach, that we can see them and their families up there, especially student athletes that have come to Baylor, and basketball players that maybe they were the first one in their families to get a college degree, the first one to accept Christ, and just the leaders they are now in their families and communities.
Is your dad coming this weekend?
No, he is actually, my mom, health-wise, it's hard for him to travel, but he said he's going to be here soon once he can get her here.
I did want to touch on the transfer portal too.
Yeah, please don't.
You asked us how our summer's going. How's your summer going with all that? And obviously, your thoughts on.
Yeah, well, it's a transition for a lot of us coaches. Programs that aren't used to having a lot of guys transfer or transfer in, programs that are used to more stability where you're usually only adding 2 or 3 guys, especially in the springtime, maybe 1 guy. It's different. I know I've gone through more Advil this spring than normal, but it's at the same time you always adjust to what you have, and as when the 3-point line came in, people adjusted or didn't. Shot clock adjusted, people adjusted or didn't, and we'll adjust to whatever rules are out there to put Baylor and Baylor basketball in the best possible light. And I know our goal is to bring in people that are going to represent our university in a manner they can be proud of, and at the same time, we want to win the last game. So pray for talented, high-character, godly men that can come here and represent us the right way.
Scott, you mentioned your dad and Dale Brown. How much did they maybe, kind of, you patterned after them, but just how much did they mentor you to get where you are today?
Well, definitely how we do things X and O's wise, practice wise, where my dad really delegated a lot. And I think that's a big reason why our former assistants have done so well in the places they've gone. They've had head coach responsibility while being here, so it's not new to them and it's not something different. As far as how my dad conducted like the motivation stuff, probably the positivity, that probably came from Coach Brown, because Coach Brown was one of the best motivational speakers and positive guys out there, and I'm sure my dad learned a lot from working with him.